Welcome back guys to another video of Mark's Fish Care, and in today's video we will be talking about angelfish care and tips. So let's get right into it. So in front of you guys are my beautiful angelfish. I have two of them in this aquarium. This is my beautiful 75-gallon aquarium. The reason I have two angelfish in here is because I wanted to reduce aggression, since having three angelfish wouldn't be a perfect number, because one angelfish would become more dominant over the other two, and there would be a lot of fin nipping. And since angelfish have such a long and big fins and they're very fragile, I didn't want for that to happen, even though this guy is a little bit more dominant over the other one, but that's only because the other one is much smaller, as you can tell. So let's get into their size, which is pretty interesting. Well, their adult size is about, they get to be about 6 inches, 15 centimeters. But some of the angelfish, they get bigger than that, so keep that in mind. If you want to keep a school of these guys, you probably want to have at least a 55-gallon aquarium to anywhere to up to 120-gallon aquarium, because a healthy school of 6 to 8 angelfish, I would probably have a 120-gallon aquarium. And usually for these fish, you want to have an aquarium that is more tall than wide, because they're kind of they like to swim more to the top, and they don't really swim around that much, but they want to be able to go up and down because they're so tall as a fish as well. So let's talk about their temperature. Which temperature should you keep them in? Well, just for the reference, this aquarium is running at 79 Fahrenheit, but you should probably keep them anywhere from 75 to 80 Fahrenheit, or 82 Fahrenheit is a perfect number. Also, these guys are semi-aggressive fish, like I already kind of told you before. So they are somewhat territorial, but they're not gonna go and fight with some other fish till they die or anything like this. They will show their aggression if they have their own territory to protect their, especially when they lay their eggs. They lay their eggs on the flat surfaces. Like if you have Amazon sword in your aquarium or anything like that, they love to use it to lay their eggs, and they are notorious to protect their own fry, so they don't eat their fry, they will protect it. So this is very cool fact about these fish. Also, these guys are kind of perfect community fish. As you see in here, I have my blood parrot, I have some silver dollars, I have rainbow shark, I have a few placos, some are hiding under that driftwood. I have golden gourami, and a few other fish in here. So as you see, you can definitely make them work with the other community fish, and they're known to be kept even with some smaller fish as well. But as long as they can eat the fish and the fish are pretty fast, you shouldn't have any problems. But you have to make sure to watch for the other faster moving fish, so they wouldn't be nipping on your angelfish, because the fins are so fragile and big. So you have to kind of watch for it. But they do well with any kind of fish their own size. And sometimes they get into it with my cichlid in here. They're both cichlids, I mean, so they get into it sometimes, but it's my blood parrot cannot do much damage because of his mouth. As you guys probably know, their mouths are kind of deformed, so their teeth are inside, so they can't really do much damage unless just to bump another fish. And the angelfish usually doesn't really do much damage either. So let's talk about their diet. So you want to feed them different types of foods, of course. You want to feed them bloodworms, brine shrimp, mysis shrimp, some veggie pellets sometimes, and of course some good quality flake food. They pretty much eat a lot, and they don't really choose much, and they don't really ignore any other food. So they like to eat, of course, like most of the fish, but they're pretty standard with what they like to eat, so that's pretty good. And of course, guys, they're very popular fish in the fish keeping hobby, as you guys already probably know yourselves. they're very popular, and because of their beautiful looks and their different colorations, and some of the angelfish have different kinds of stripes, colors. Like you see, this guy has silverish with yellow, and this guy is kind of silver with black stripes. So these fish are very beautiful and very interesting to have in your aquarium. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is how they interact with their environment. Even with having 2 angelfish, first of all, I had 1 angelfish, which in my opinion was a mistake, because he was always like couldn't find a spot in the aquarium. He was always swimming around and always looking for a new place to kind of stay and hunker down. But as soon as I got him another friend, he kind of brought up his fins and started like swimming around and communicating. So it's very vital for these fish to have more of their own kind around them. It keeps them a little bit more secure and safer in their own environments. And as you see, these guys used to be at my 55-gallon aquarium, but now I upgraded to a 75 just to give them a little bit more room. And there's definitely some of these fish will be going out of here in the future, because I have a 55-gallon empty sitting in my home. So they're not all gonna be here when they grow up, just for you guys to know, because there's a lot of fish in here. But for now, it's all good. I hope you guys, I was able to answer some basic care tips about the angelfish, and I kind of shared some of my own experience with them. They're very hardy fish, to be honest, and if you take good care of them and you feed them variety of foods and keep their diet different, then your angelfish will have a happy and long life, and you will be enjoying your fish as well. So have a very nice day, and if you like what I'm doing and if you want to support me, please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and have a beautiful and wonderful day, like always. See you in my next video.